Welcome. We are playing standard today. Actually, we're not just playing standard, but we brewed red-green energy deck, meant to be a budget standard deck. This deck is 50 tickets, and I will include a link, the deck list in the description below so that you can play this deck if you would so choose. This 50 tickets on Magic Online, of course, not in paper. So the basic premise of this deck, it's utilizing energy to kill its opponent with some of its like pretty cheap creatures, and then there's a number of both pump spells and ways to protect those creatures, and kind of just one-shot kill your opponent with cards such as Electrostatic Pummeler. So let's go through it real quick and just kind of take a look at what's going on here. In terms of creatures, we have Longtusk Cub, which is one of the premium energy creatures. It's 2 mana, 2/2. When it connects, you get 2 energy, and if you spend 2 energy, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. So this is a way to both generate some energy and a way to sink your energy into one of your creatures. We have Servant of the Conduit, 2 mana, 2/2. When it ETBs, you also get 2 energy, so you can use it to tap for more mana. And so this can both ramp you into Bristling Hydra. It can fix your mana if you're somehow missing red. And it also just provides energy for you to sink into your Longtusk Cub or your other energy sinks. We have a Voltaic Brawler, which is a nice little beatdown card. Red-green for 3/2 energy. And if whenever you attack, you can pay 1 energy. You can only do this one time per time that you attack. And if you do, you get +1/+1 and you get trample until end of turn. And then the last one, which is well, it's not the last card, but one of the centerpiece cards of the deck is Electrostatic Pummeler. It's a weird little card, 3 mana, 1/1. But if you pay 3 energy, you can give it +X/+X, where X is its power. So if you use other pump spells to pump up the Electrostatic Pummeler, then activate it, if you had it be already a 4/4, you can basically give it another +4/+4. And then you can try to get in for like a one-shot with Electrostatic Pummeler. Bristling Hydra, also pretty good in this deck, as a 4 mana creature that if you pay 3 energy, it gets hexproof. Until the turn, it also gets a +1/+1 counter. So very difficult for it to be removed. It's a pretty big creature that can just kind of like bash through things. So the last creature that we should talk about is Rhonas the Indomitable. There are deck lists that play more Rhonases. I am playing just one in this deck list because this is meant to be a budget list. You can play another one in the main deck if you would like. You can even play one in the sideboard. I'm not sure how necessary it is, so we are just going with one for now. Rhonas is pretty good. It has a couple of good synergies with your deck. Rhonas can't attack unless... Hey, Dr. Cthulhu, welcome! A subtrain. Ooh, we have a nice subtrain going. Thank you so much. You guys, can we get some Viper love and hype in chat for Dr. Cthulhu's first rival? It is much appreciated. Rhonas can't attack or block unless you control a creature with power 4 or greater. So the Bristling Hydra just immediately activates it. Longtusk Cub can be big enough to... let Rhonas be able to attack. But the nice thing about Rhonas is that if you pay 3, you can give another target creature +2/+0, and it also gains trample until end of turn. So Rhonas is also able to give your other creatures, once they're already pretty big, give them trample, which is pretty important to trample over. Like, there's little token stacks in standard right now that make like little 1/1s. So being able to trample over those is pretty important so your creatures don't get blocked forever. In terms of cards that are not creatures in this deck, we have Attune with Aether, which fixes your mana, provides 2 energy. It's just all around great card. Blossoming Defense, which is very important for protecting your creatures, because in some ways this is kind of like an infect sort of deck. Infect and modern. You want to be able to protect your Electrostatic Pummeler once you're sinking like all your mana into it and all your pump spells into it. If your opponent has a removal spell, you can get pretty blown out. So being able to protect it with Blossoming Defense is pretty important. Hey Barkeem, how are you? Welcome back with that 7-month resub. I appreciate it.
Choo choo.
Choo choo to you. Thank you so much for the sub train, you guys. It's been lovely, lovely tonight. We have Invigorated Rampage, which is an instant. It has 2 different modes. But the nice thing about this one is that it also provides trample. So it's like instant speed, give your creature +4/+0. You also get it to have trample. And with the second mode, you can have 2 target creatures get +2/+0, so half the amount, but they both also gain trample, right? So depending on what you have going on your board, you may want or not want to cast this on 1 or 2 creatures. Hey Elder Pico, how are you? Welcome back for the 2-month resub. I appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? Thank you everybody in chat with a hype. The sub train is real. Harness Lightning, which is an amazing removal spell. Not only does it provide energy for us, so if we kill a creature that only requires 2 energy to kill, for example, we get to keep that energy and sink it into the rest of our creatures. It also can use a lot of the energy that we have in our reserves to kill an even bigger creature if the situation requires it. So great removal spell. We have another one in the sideboard, which we'll talk about in a sec. And then Fling. You know, I have never played with Fling in this deck before. I've seen some deck lists that are playing it. What you can do a lot of times is just kind of make a huge Electrostatic Pummeler, get in for a bunch, and then just fling it, send it to their face, and it's basically like a one-shot kill. So it seems fun. I think it's worth trying at least one. We will see how it goes with the deck. For the sideboard, we have a package here. When we're playing against smaller, faster decks, we have a couple of Magma Sprays, just 1 mana, deal 2. To kill anything that is coming from the opponent, just to lower our curve a little bit and be able to be a little bit more interactive. Harness Lightning, the 4th copy of Harness Lightning is over here in the sideboard, which we want to bring in whenever we have any problematic creatures. The Prowling Serpopard, which I learned was not Serpopard like 5 minutes ago, is a way to get our creatures on the board without them being countered. So this is something that we would bring against counterspells decks, for example. Manglehorn is good against Aetherworks Marvel decks. You can't stop the Marvel from activating the first time, but you can destroy the first Marvel, say your opponent bricked. Additionally, if you have a Manglehorn in play, the next Aetherworks Marvel that your opponent plays comes into play tapped, so you can buy yourself at least 1 turn while they untap and then activate their Marvel. We have 2 of those. We have Hapatra's Mark, which is another good thing to bring against decks that have a lot of removal spells, decks that are playing things like Fatal Push, etc. It's basically just like another worse Blossoming Defense. Lifecrafter's Bestiary, which is a great card against control decks. It's 3 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 1, and then whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green if you do draw a card. So it's a good way to draw into a long game, find more of your threats, especially against control decks, which are, you know, trying to remove them. And it just helps you filter through your draws because you are able to scry 1 at the beginning of each upkeep. And Aethersphere Harvester, which we have in here against decks like zombies. Pretty good against zombies, since zombies don't have any flyers or many reasonable ways to remove Aethersphere Harvester. Being able to gain life against that deck is pretty important. It also just blocks in a pinch. So that is a quick deck tech on red-green energy. We're going to take this into a league and we will see how it goes. Let's go into... We are playing in a competitive standard league, and so we'll see how much Marvel there's going to be in here and how wrecked we get. Yeah, Fling Electrostatic Pummeler is Mondo combo. Deck needs more Kefnet. Jace is so whiny, fling him. Xerox, I actually play like quite a bit of Constructed. I just tend to default to stream draft, booster draft, because I love booster draft. Vamos a la liga. Alrighty. We're playing against somebody else who's also 0-0. I would like to play first. Let's see what we got going on here. I wish we had an Attune with this hand. We are on the play. We have a forest, and we could get things started with Longtusk Cub. But if we miss on the land on turn 1, we are pretty much, or like, we only get to draw 1 card before we miss on a land. And I think we cannot keep this hand if we cannot assure that we're going to hit a land drop. So I think we take a mulligan. This hand is much better and basically is similar to our last hand, except we have... Don't know about that Fling, but we have the Harness Lightning, which will be a good removal spell. We have this, which we can play tapped at the beginning, Longtusk Cub, and follow into Electrostatic Pummeler. So we're going to keep this one. Heart of the Cards. We definitely cannot keep that one. Rules questions. Do you have to play Hapatra's Mark before the removal spell is cast? Or can you use Hapatra's Mark to negate it on the stack? What does Hapatra's Mark read real quick? Hapatra's Mark. Let me see. Target creature you control gains hexproof. Yeah, so they can target your creature. You play Hapatra's Mark, and it'll fizzle their spell. So it works the way you want it to, basically. I think I might want to keep this on top because I really want to play that Pummeler. Also, this gives me some energy for my Longtusk Cub, which is good. It doesn't give me enough because it only gives me 1. But it also fuels our Harness Lightning a little bit. I think it's fine to keep on top. Let's play Sheltered Thicket. And pass. Yeah, Espeon, I'm thinking that too. It feels like hitting, we're playing against the Cinderglade. So let's run out our Cub. Here we're in Thopton. I kind of want to kill that Servant of the Conduit. Yeah, so I think I'm going to Harness Lightning it and just use 2. And then I'll be able to also put a counter on my Longtusk Cub. Yeah, we're playing against Marvel already, so... Since we're playing against Marvel, we might have to try to go for like a big Electrostatic Pummeler kill. So we might not actually pump our Longtusk Cub. We might just like get the energy from the Cub and then next turn play Electrostatic Pummeler and try to use a Pummeler. Oh, I like that life. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, so I'm not going to pump the Cub. Instead, I'm just going to connect. I do get some energy from this, which is good. And I'm going to try to set up for like a Pummeler kill. Combo this fool. Oh, okay. This is good. It looks like my opponent might be missing. Well, they have a Attune, so I guess it doesn't make too much of a difference. Okay, next turn they can Marvel. That's my guess. God, if they go turn 4 Marvel and play Ulamog or Boned. So, let's attack. If they block, my guess is they have a land. It won't be small forever. Every deck is bone against turn 4 Ulamog. Fair enough. So my guess here is that my opponent, the reason they're tanking here is... so they do have a land. Okay, I guess we have to... How I learned to stop worrying and love the Ulamog. That is, I think, what we're going to try to do, Espeon, because I think my opponent's just going to go Marvel here. Yup. And they're spending right now. We might be very dead here. Wow, so they're going for Electrostatic Pummeler. And my land, not both my creatures. Is the goal of this video to make people hate Standard? Because this is how you make people hate Standard. This is a shame. Look, I'm gonna pass. Like, I know we're dead, but let's assume that my opponent attacks me with a Ulamog and then they don't do anything. Maybe I can string a turn with Blossoming Defense. maybe I can string a turn with Blossoming Defense, pump the Cub bunch of times, then fling it. Like, it seems kind of impossible that we actually get there, but... Oh, they had a Servant of the Conduit? Stupid. Okay, yeah, we are very dead. Yeah. Do you want to hate Marvel? Because this is how you hate Marvel. Okay, so we're playing against Marvel. Let's bring Manglehorn #1, Manglehorn #2. I think we want to make our deck a little bit cheaper. Instead of playing Harness Lightnings, I think we just want to kill their, like, Servant of the Conduits and stuff so they don't get to go to a super quick Marvel start. So we can maybe play, like, 1 Magma Spray, 2 Magma Sprays. Opponent is a bad person confirmed. Yeah, we can maybe use like a Hapatra's Mark, potentially to protect against an Ulamog. Though I kind of feel like if they Ulamog, we are probably just like in very bad shape. Is there a Pithing Needle in Standard? I kind of think Rhonas the Indomitable is a little too slow here. I don't know like how we're trying to set up to play a Rhonas. Not really. Feels like it doesn't. I guess it blocks. It can block Ulamog, but we just die to Ulamog mill triggers as opposed to like the Rhonas being able to block it, so it doesn't seem like it accomplishes much. Blossoming doesn't do much against Ulamog. I know I get energy from Harness Lightning, but I still think we should make it our deck cheaper. Like, we just want to go Magma Spray, pray a creature, and try to go fast against them. I think Blossoming Defense is probably fine. I don't need this many. I can take out, like, 1. Sentimental Guy. The sound quality is better, but it is because I got this mic arm. So the mic is just much closer to my voice. Yeah, maybe I won't take a Blossoming Defense. I'll just bring in some Magma Sprays. I think Fling actually is like a reasonable way to try to jump over an Ulamog if they try to do some nonsense. Invigorated Rampage is still good. Maybe we cut a larger than life and Magma Spray. We can cut a Hydra or 2 to make our deck a little bit faster. Maybe that's where we bring the larger than life back in. Maybe we bring 1 Harness Lightning back in. I use the AT2020, the Audio Technica 2020 Ninja. Gaby ASMR. I replaced a real arm with cyborg arm. Thank you, Nerdy. How are you? Okay, I would like to play first. So those were our changes. We just made our deck a little bit cheaper and brought in a little more interaction so that we can maybe go faster than our opponent. This hand doesn't kill fast at all. We have Servant of the Conduit into Electrostatic Pummeler. I guess, what could we string with a Pummeler? We can Blossoming Defense the Pummeler, turn it into a 3. Double it to 6. Double it to 12 because of the Aether Hub and the Electrostatic Pummeler itself. So... yeah, Polly, that's what I'm saying, because we can actually get it to 12. So I actually think we might want to keep this, because if we draw a pump spell, we might be able to try to... yeah, I think this is actually a keep. And I don't think I want to play the Sheltered Thicket because I'm going to try to cycle that if I can. I'm going to go Game Trail Forest Aether Hub. Okay. Didn't really need a real forest, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, Joshua, I feel like if we find a pump spell, we can actually maybe try to string a combo kill with Pummeler. Attune with Aether is good, but I really want to put my Servant right now. So... Thank you, Sarge. I appreciate it. So we want to go Electrostatic Pummeler this turn. Do we want to actually use our Attune with Aether? We use an energy, but we get 2 energy back. So it's probably not worth it. So I do think we want to attack with Servant of the Conduit. Though, having a Blossoming Defense up potentially to protect the Electrostatic Pummeler could be important. What does Marvel play in terms of removal? What are these Marvel decks playing nowadays? Let me look at MTG Goldfish real quick. They do play Hardness Lightning. So I guess we are Hey Avison, how are you? Welcome back with a 15-month resub. I appreciate it. How are you doing today?
Happy anniversary to me.
So I think I might not be attacking with you guys. Can we get some Viper love and hype in chat for Avison's 15-month return? It is much appreciated. I'm kind of worried about Hardness Lightning because we have everything riding on this Electrostatic Pummeler. So let's play this. Probably just pass. They were not F6, I did not think. Right. I know, that's why I left my servant back. Because I didn't actually want to get in there. Fling off the top, please. So we have 6. We can get 7, 8, 9. So we can actually get 9 energy here. We can go... The problem is that it's Blossoming Defense is how we want to protect this Electrostatic Pummeler if they do have like a Hardness Lightning. Because we can go Pummeler. We can go Pummeler. It's 24 damage, you guys, but like my concern is if they have a removal spell and we don't finish it off with Blossoming Defense, because you gotta get the Electrostatic Pummeler started. You know what I mean? Like we can go double this and it gets +2/+2. We can cycle Thicket and see where that gets us. Yeah, I don't think we should go all in. Let's cycle this. Yeah, I'm not going to be casting Blossoming Defense right now. I think that is loose. I think that's how we lose. We don't have a follow-up if they actually just get us with Hardness Lightning. It seems awful. Oh, yeah, we could have Attune first. This might change what we do, though. Magma Spray is okay. We're not going to go in on any big attacks here, so let's just go ahead and play Forest. We don't need the energy this turn. Let's just go Attune. We'll attack with both of these and then just pass. Yep. Sometimes being chicken is correct. I actually think it's correct here. Oh man, I regret not playing that Aether Hub now. Because we can't pump it a third time. So I guess it was still correct to play the Aether Hub there. So let's go Blossoming Defense you. Oh man, they had a Dispel? Okay, well we could not fight that. That is a shame. Yeah, we'll just let it go. So I still think we should have played Aether Hub in case our opponent was going to fire it off there, but we can't do anything against the Dispel. Well, they didn't play a Marvel. Record so far, we just started Ezio. But we got paired up against Marvel first round, so I think we're going to be done here in a second. Yep. Incoming 0-1 is where we're going to be at. Okay, well, this is me running into my demise. Brick, 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 brick. Never brick. Always Ulamog. Fair and balanced. We tried, chat. We really tried. We tried so hard. And fought so much, but in the end... well, that's not really going to help us. We're going to pump this guy up and just send a message. We don't actually get to do anything interesting here. Bam! Take 6. How you like me now? Wow. Our opponent still had all these. Womp womp womp. Oh man. Marvel's still here. The Marvel is alive and real and making our fun red-green energy deck not as feasible. But we will keep playing with this deck. The standard decks, the standard matches I do have split up into separate matches chat. So I'm going to finish the video here. But I will see you all in round 2 with a red-green budget standard.